40,000 Apex coins. That is how much I've had to save. That's how much you're gonna have to save if you haven't done it yet, if you want to get yourself a Lady Alex. She was introduced along with the Apex shop over 400 days ago. And at long last, here I am on December 3rd, 2025. I've got enough coins and I can go claim her. In this video, I want to claim Lady Alex at long last on my account. Then I want to build her with you guys. And finally, I will take her in for a pretty quick damage test in the Nightmare 4 Guild Boss. We're going to put her up against the other top piercers with Numera, Silas, Hex, and Yovar. It's just going to be a fun little showcase, but most importantly, the main thing we have to do in this video is go ahead and claim our Lady Alex. I've got 40,221 Apex coins. It is now Wednesday. I was able to get her on Monday, but I had to wait until I got back to Overlord. I am in Overlord Arena now, so I can go ahead and claim her. Without further ado, 40,000 Apex coins. This was crazy. I'm going to show you exactly how long it took. I honestly can't believe it, but there we go. Brand new, shining, shimmering right outside the box. We've got Lady Alex. So she has entered the squad. She is one of the absolute best units in the entire game. The grind, is it worth it? Like, yeah, but it is arduous. It takes a long ass time. So without further ado, let's get into it. How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
All right, guys, let's travel back in time. Here is a video I posted on October 9th, 2024, and this was confirming the October 14th to 15th update. This was a very long-awaited patch, a little bit of war history. The game wasn't able to do updates because of App Store and Play Store restrictions at the end of the summer 2024. So this was like our first update in over 2 months. At that point, you can see I said the long-awaited update. This update brought a lot of things, but one of the key things was the change to Arena. And the main thing with that change was the introduction of Apex coins, the Apex shop, and a brand new hero you could buy with your Apex coins. That was Lady Alex. So for me, this update and the Apex shop went live on October 15th in the early hours of the morning, 2024. I asked Google over here, how many days ago was October 15th, 2024? 414 days. So to put things in perspective, how long did it take me to save up enough coins as an already pretty close to endgame player at that point, so I would have enough coins to get Lady Alex? Well, the answer is over 400 days, 414 days. Now, do I think this is reasonable? Honestly, I don't. Lady Alex is too important for Gear Aid 3 at the higher level stages. Now, she isn't needed, but I have 2 videos beating it without her, and the amount it takes to beat 324 without Lady Alex is just way too much. It's completely unrealistic for any normal player. 99.99% of players, I would guess, could not beat it, even if they played consistently for 2 straight years, if they did not have Lady Alex, because you would need unbelievable gear and perfect other heroes and awakenings. Now, if they had another solution, and I hope this comes for Gear Aid 3 Stage 24, that was a little more straightforward, like the Lady Alex clears are, I think it would be okay. Because the only other places she really feels necessary, and the places where she extra excels, I mean, she excels everywhere, but the only places I feel like where she shines above a lot of other options, those are PvP sections of the game, and she is a PvP reward, so I don't mind that too much. I will say, it gets harder and harder and harder to grind up these Apex coins as you try to compete with Arena and you're trying to get Lady Alex, but other people already have Lady Alex. So it kind of feels like if you missed out on getting her early and you weren't already good, you kind of get screwed out of her for a while, and it is delayed. That being said, if you commit yourself to the game, you will reach a point where you can consistently reach Overlord Arena. Can you reach Apex Overlord? No, I think basically no one can without spending tons of money or already having a bunch of luck and a very old, well-developed account. For me personally, if you're wondering how I raise the 40,000 Apex coins, personally, I don't like Arena that much. I did almost no extra arena grinding. So when I say extra, I mean I never pushed for Apex. I've not once ever placed an Apex. I've never stayed up and tried to do that. Maybe I'll do that in this coming year. We'll see. But so far, it's just not something I enjoy. So the minimum to me is making sure I can place an Overlord at the end of each week. Getting to Overlord at the start of the week is very hard because all the top teams get pushed down into Plat 3, and then we all have to climb again. But by the end of the week, I mean, at least with my account, it isn't that hard. If you're a newer player without spending money, I think it would be very hard. But basically, that's how I got all my coins. I did the bare minimum weekly farming, and then at the end of every week for settlement, where is it? You can see in Overlord, I would get 800 Apex coins. A couple months ago, this was buffed. I believe it was either 400 or 600 before. You also get a few more coins per battle now, but the vast majority of my coins were raised through weekly settlement. So I would think if we ran it back with the new system, it would be closer to 300 days, but you're still basically looking at about a year unless you aggressively farm arena. Now, if you do farm arena, you can do this a lot faster. I could have done this in half the time, if not quicker, but it's not fun. So this is how we approached it. All right, let's go ahead and let's build her, and then let's show her off a little bit. If you want a full guide on Lady Alex with tons of showcases and things like that, let me know. I can absolutely put that together. I do feel like it's going to be a little bit more niche content, but I'm happy to do it. The TLDR on her kit right now is she's the best unit in the game when it comes to hitting enemies outside of her range, kind of like the way Idril does, and doing it for an immense amount of damage. She's got multi-target hits. She can shred defense. She's amazing. She's got a lot of interesting triggers, and she fits very nicely into both of her factions. She has dual faction memberships in the Star Piercers and the Supreme Arbiters, and all in all, her sheer power, the strength of her kit, combined with her ability to hit units outside of her range, really makes her a one of one. No one else can do what she does, and certainly no one else can do what she does with the amount of power she brings. So we won't display that in this video. I just want to show her DPS in this video. I'm actually curious how she's going to perform at a 0 in the build I have prepared for you guys. It should be pretty fun. All right, give me 1 second while I finish skilling her out and building her, then we'll gear her. All right, here's a fun thing. I'm going to use my insignia bundles for the first time ever. I got these within weeks of playing the game, and I don't like to use things until I have to use them, but I'm filming for Lady Alex right now. I don't want to go farm, so I am going to use these bundle boxes. These are free-to-play things they give you at the beginning of the game that give you extra insignias. I need 215, so let's go over here and let's see. We need 215. Can we get there? I think we're going to be just short, so let's do 115, and then I think I can get 100 from this box over here. You go over here to marksman, boom. All right, 249. Actually, I already had a little bit. 215 is how many I need right now. But people think I'm crazy because I hoard stuff, but this is a moment where it paid off because I can just keep promoting. There we go. I'm basically done building her now. In terms of gearing, for the left side, her optimal set obviously is going to be Wicked Vengeance. After that, it will definitely be Warlord, and after that, it will be Calamity. So that's going down from tier 3 to tier 2 to tier 1, all the best in slots. An interesting thing with Alex is when it comes to the right side gear, she's pretty effective in every set. Even Hell's Lament she can succeed in. She's got a very low cost ult here at only 600. So that wouldn't be the best option, but it totally works. Even Ageless Wrath is an option because she's a really good BP unit. So for BP manipulation in the arena, and then of course for padding your BP when it comes to affiliating your demon soldiers or doing stuff in Tide, she's very strong. But typically for the right side, you'll want to use one of 3 sets. Those are going to be Infernal Roar, Cataclysm, and Soulbound Arcana, and I would probably put those sets in that order for most content. If it's specifically anti-air content and you've got a good anti-air Calamity ring, then definitely Calamity could be the best set for her. Otherwise, all else equal, Infernal Roar is going to be the best. She shreds tons of defense, and that scales best with Infernal Roar. Infernal Roar is the best set for a lot of ignore defense mechanics and true damage mechanics, and you can see very consistently she's going to be ignoring 50% of the defense, and 100% of the time she'll be doing it during her ultimate, which, as I said, happens a lot. So I'm going to build her with Infernal Roar here, but I think for a lot of people, especially in like anti-air arena, you would build her in Cataclysm, but just know all three of those main sets work. Infernal Roar, Cataclysm, Soulbound Arcana. For the interest of time, I've already prepared a gear set. I've put it on Callista as kind of my gear mule. So let's toss that on right now, and then let's go through the build. Before I do, there's one last thing to do, and that is her artifact. By a mile, her exclusive artifact is her best in slot. I apologize, I cannot fully promote it right now. I actually thought I had at least 4 copies of this. I thought I could get it to promo 3. Gun to my head, I thought I had 5. So I thought I had a base copy and 4 extra copies for promo 4. But as you can see, I can only get it to promo 2 right now. But without a doubt, this is her best in slot artifact, and it is not even close. It increases her damage. That is cool. It starts at 15%, and then at promotion 1, it goes up by 3% every promotion, right? So it goes 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's really cool. But the signature thing comes fully unlocked at base promo, and that is the second sentence here. Seal of Retribution and Penetrating Vision can now inflict Mark of Enmity on one more target. So being able to have one more marked unit means she can hit one more unit outside of her range. It means she can trigger her other effects more frequently. That is everything. So this at base promotion is going to be stronger than a Spirit Siphon or a Blight Caller's Claw, anything, even at full max promotion. So here we go. We've got her at promo 2, better than nothing. I do have a wealth of these resources. I never use my Mythic Essence over here. I'm not going to use it today, but I would not be surprised if at some point I will put a couple in. I might do a little artifact farming and see if we can get a little lucky, since we're only 3 copies away. Let's throw a little advanced augmentation on this though, because we're definitely going to use it on her. Not too shabby. 585 additional flat attack with our little 10 advanced augmentation attempts, and there we go. So, like I said, I'm building her in Infernal Roar for this content. We are not going to showcase her in anti-air content. I'm just going to put her against Guild Boss 1. So I think Infernal Roar is very relatable to a lot of people. For the left side, I've got her in very strong Wicked Vengeance. You can see a little quad weapon here. Not the greatest rolls, but pretty dang good. And then I have a very, very good quad here. Very nice rolls. If we go down, I'm just hunting flat attack whenever I can get it. The rolls aren't exceptionally high, but I want to stack as much attack on her as possible. Having this much attack is actually less relevant in Guild Boss 1 than in any other content, but overall, when you build her, you will want to stack her attack to the moon for all her typical content. So Gear Aid 3, anywhere in Arena, GVG defense, attack to the moon. So that's what we're doing here. We got a nice quad, another nice quad, and finally, a nice looking quad. The rolls are good, they're not amazing, but we did get her attack very, very high. Let's check that out now. Just a hair under 20k attack, 19,666. If we had the artifact fully promoted, she'd be over 20k. You can see she's got a 1.0 second attack interval with 458 attack speed. She's crit capped with 342.5% crit damage and then 0% rage regen. If I was using her in anti-air arena, I would build her in a Cataclysm set. I'd put a signature exclusive Cataclysm Star Piercer ring on her, and then on one of these two, I would definitely find some rage regen percentage. I think for that content, you'll want her with at least 20% rage regen. But all in all, this is our build, not too shabby, and you can see she has very high BP. This is at A0, so if you put Soul Stones into her, or as you farm up more copies of her Soul Stones from the Apex Arena, yes, it takes forever, but if you love Arena, you can do it. Her BP gets higher and higher and higher. She's one of the highest BP units in the game. Quickly, before we go into the battle, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the Apex shop, once you buy her, she is permanently sold out. However, every season between resets in the Apex shop, you can buy another copy of her Soul Stone. Very few players will be able to raise 50,000 Apex coins a season so that you're buying her every season, but maybe once or twice a year, especially if you play Arena a lot, you could do it twice. You can buy her Soul Stones and slowly over time max her out on Awakenings free to play. So there we have it. Let's head into battle now. This is gonna be pretty quick, pretty casual. I've already set up a team. Let me make myself a lot smaller. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. One final thing before battle I want to say, if you're not yet following my other channel, Fastidious Gaming, definitely go check it out. On this channel, I cover another game, Raid Shadow Legends. I'm posting here almost every day. It is a ton of fun. And if you're looking for another game, I suggest it. Or at the very least, if you want to support my channel and everything we're doing here and give me the freedom to do whatever I want on the Watcher of Realms channel, definitely go give that a look. You'll find the link in the description in the top pinned comment. So we're not doing a full comp here. I just want to test. You can see Callista was my placeholder. I just want to test Lady Alex against some other Star Piercer units. And don't think I held back on any of the gear. I'll just show you Hex. I put him in some really nice stuff. A couple quads, a variant, my best quad on the account. You know, really nice quad there, really nice quad there. Kind of cranking everything up with these guys. You'll see we got Silas, all very, very good builds. I figure let's try him out with his exclusive bangle. Not the greatest rolls in the world. Actually, I think I have one better. I don't know why that's on him. Yeah, okay, this is the better one. Better than nothing. I just figure let's see how he stacks up A4 Silas bonded. And then we got Numera. She's obviously the best in a poison comp, but at the end of the day, she is a Star Piercer. If you want to see her at A3, that video should be coming by the end of the week. I've been sitting on these awakenings for her for way too long. Finally, last thing before we hop into battle, you'll see Diao Chan is in Wings of Grace and Ireless is in Invig. I'm going to place them first so they're not giving the buff to anyone else because I don't want one DPS to be buffed and not another. So let's go into the battle. We can do a normal battle. There's no way I fail here. And let's start placing units, baby. All right, first things first. Let's get our Ireless. Boom. Let's get Diao Chan here. Actually, she's going to be better off right there since we're only bringing one melee unit. We'll go Hex. We'll go Lady Alex. We'll switch. We'll go Silas. I've geared out Yovar. And then finally, we have got Numera. So there we go. That's basically the whole thing. I'm going to trigger every ult as they come up, and we'll just see how we do. Thank you guys again for watching. I'm going to throw it on like 2x, 3x speed now, and then we'll hop to the end of the battle. Right now, though, she's doing pretty good. Can she stay ahead of Hex? We'll have to see. All right, the battle is winding down, and you can see Lady Alex did really well. Obviously, Numera was not in the optimal situation without other poisoners around her, but they were kind of neck and neck for total damage. We almost got 100,000 blood too, which is kind of fun for an incomplete team. This is just whatever. I mean, you'll reach the point on your account too where Nightmare 4 is no longer a challenge, but a good deal better than Silas, and I think that's saying something since Silas particularly is a single target unit, and Lady Alex brings a lot more than that to the table. I don't think it's a hot take to say she's better than Silas, but that's worth pointing out. Obviously, this is not going to be Silas's best content since it's very low defense content, so his full ignore of defense doesn't matter that much, but she's ignoring half the defense, and that also matters less here too. All in all, her damage is right there with the best units in the game. You know, outside of the absolute top hitters for this specific content, but for other content that she's designed for, she is literally the best. For Gear 3, she's actually the best in the game. If you've ever gone up against her on defense in GVG, she is the ultimate nuisance, and then she's amazing in the arena, particularly anti-air. So there you have it, guys. I know this was a different kind of video. If you did like it, though, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my other channel. And there you go. We awakened Valderon yesterday. You can find that video right here. Now I finally got my Lady Alex. I'm going to awaken my Numera this week. I'm going to awaken my Neza. The whole account is coming together. So make sure that you stick around for all of it. I've been Fastidious. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.